Hello everybody, welcome back. Today is the day we're going to review the trigonometry unit. As everybody know, I never did an entire unit review video because in the past all the lessons we did were just 3 lessons test and then the other 2 tests on another day. But this one is different. We are testing everything in the unit. But I'm not going to talk about it too much. So, we're going to do the trigonometry ratio in right angles. So, as everybody knows, right triangle have a 90-degree angle. The sum of all angles equals to 180 degree. Capital letters equal to angle. The lowercase letter is equals to the sides. Angles are across from their corresponding sides, as everybody knows. So, for the trigonometric ratios, they are the so-called TOA. So, for the sine is opposite divided by hypotenuse. The cosine is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. For the tangent is opposite divided by adjacent. So, the hypotenuse is always the longest side across the right angle. The adjacent side touches the angles of the interest. Opposite side is across from the angle of the interest. So, I will turn to the next page. So, I want to teach you guys how to find side measures. So, as we have to label the opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse sides according to the angle of interest. Choosing which trig ratio to use. We have to get the given the side you have and want. So we have to write the formula and then substitute the values into the formula. Solve with my calculator and then we have to round to the nearest tenth, which is 1 decimal. For this one example, we got one angle is 60 degrees. And then we have to measure the side P. So we know the hypotenuse 225 feet. So we use sine 60 equals to P divided by 225. And then P equals to 225 times sine 60 is 194.9. So the other side as well, we need to get the hypotenuse side B. So similar to this, I guess. No, actually it's the adjacent side. So tangent 74 degree equals to 40 divided by B. The B equals to 40 divided by tangent 74, which is 11.5 cm. So some of you guys are asking me the good question. How can you find the angle measurements? We have to label the opposite adjacent hypotenuse. Same thing. With the first step for finding side measures. Also need to choose which trig ratios to use. With the right formula, substitute the values into the formula. Just everything the same except for the part 5. Solve with the using inverse. So for example, the sine B equals to 8 divided by 13. So we have to inverse button the sine -1. But 8 over 13 equals 38 degrees. Like this. So, let me talk about some other examples we did. So, let me read the first question to you guys only. A serial lighting technician adjusts the light to fall on the stage 3.5 meters away from the point directly below the lighting fixture. The technician measures the angle of elevation from the lighting point on the stage to the fixture to be 56 degrees. What is the height of the lighting fixture to the nearest tenth of a meter? So, I guess the question is asking me to find the height. Yep, I believe it's height. So, the tangent 56 degrees equals to h divided by 3.5. And then the h, which is this part, the elevation from the lighted point on the stage to the fixture, that stuff, you know. I mean the height, yeah. h divided by 3.5, which is the the light fall from straight away directly, 3.5 times tangent 56 to 5.2 meters. So let's move on, guys. The homework questions. I will talk about one of the pi theorem questions. So for this one, we know the side A equals to ACM, the side C is 12. So, and then the B square is 205, and then we got this B is 14.4 cm. So, for the other part, I feel like pretty much it's, we know how to find the side, how to find the angle, so we're jumping straight into the sine law and cosine law. So, in this case, for the recall, I would say the oblique triangle is any triangle that does not have a right angle. Angles are across from the corresponding sides. So, option 1, which is the find side. So, with the sine law, you know 2 angles and 1 side from the sine law to find the side we visit. So, the formula we need to use is A divided by sine A equals to B divided by sine B equals to C divided by sine C. So to define an angle, we need to know 2 sides and 1 corresponding angle. So it's sine A divided by A equals sine B divided by B. We're stuck. So this time we need to find the side D. So its opposite angle is 40 degrees. So we know one corresponding side is 38 centimeters, and then E is 95 degrees. So D divided by sine 40 equals to 38 divided by sine 95. So D equals to 25 cm, because what we did was 38 times sine 40 divided by sine 95, which is 25 centimeters. So as an example, we need to find the angle C. So sine 59 divided by 19 equals to sine C divided by 12. So what we did was a sine -1 inverse sine of sine 59 times 12 divided by 19, which we got 33 degrees. So for the cosine law, it's a bit different. So in the cosine law, if we need to find a side, we need to use a squared plus b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine a. With the angle A equals to cosine A equals to b squared plus c squared minus a squared divided by 2bc. Understand? SAS. With the find side, we know 2 sides and the angle between them. For the find angle, we know all 3 sides. So for this example, we asked to find the side Y. So we know 2 sides are 11 inches and 8 inches. So the angle is 36 degrees. So y squared equals to a squared plus 11 squared minus 2 times 8 times 11 cosine 36. So what we got was 7 inches. So for the cosine law for the angle, in this case we need to find cosine C, the angle C, sorry. And now the 3 sides are 50 feet, 65 feet, and 75 feet. So the first step is cosine C equals to 65 squared plus 50 squared minus 75 squared. And then 2 times divided by 2 times 50 times 65. So what we got was 80 degrees. And then because we use a cosine inverse cosine for that. Let me talk about one practice question. I'll pick one that's cosine law. Actually, do the sine law first. One sine law, one cosine law. Find the measure of C, angle C. Since we know the angle B is 72 degrees, its opposite side is 18 inches. So the opposite side of angle C is 15 inches. So sine C divided by 15 equals to sine 72 divided by 18. So what we did was the inverse sine of sine 72 times 15 divided by 18 is 52 degrees. So for the cosine law, here we do the one we need to find the angle. The cosine d equals to 8.7 squared plus 9.6 squared minus 6.8 squared by 2 times 8.7 times 9.6. So we need to get the 43 degree. So the homework, we got one sine law. I will tell you one question. So for this question, we got this question, right? So you x divided by sine 20, which is one angle, and then equals 40 divided by sine 62, and then we got x equal to 15.5 or stuff. So let me go straight to the next one. Application of sine law and cosine law. Similar thing. Condition for using sine law: two angles and any sides. Two sides and any opposite angles. Control cosine law. The first one's 3 sides. The other one's 2 sides and a constant angle. So the formulas everybody know. I'm not going to talk about it again. I'm not repeating it. So determine each angle of the ABC. So cosine A equals to 5.6 squared plus 5.2 squared minus 3.5 squared divided by 2 times 5.6 times 5.2. What we got is a 30 degree. After we got one angle, and then it was sine, we got angle B first, and then so sine B divided by 5.2 equals sine 30 divided by 3.5, and then angle B equals sine inverse of 5.2 sine 38 divided by 3.5 equals 60 degree, and then we finally got the angle C is 180 minus 38 minus 66 equals 76 degree. Like that. So the application, I think everybody know how to do, so I'm not going to talk about it. So we're gonna go straight to the next question. Sorry, next lesson. So our last part is the trig ratios of obtuse angles. So the key idea is that the acute angles are between 0 and 90 degree. Right angle, everybody knows 90 degree. For the obtuse angles between 90 and 180 degree. Supplementary angle is add up to 180 degree or stuff. What it means to measure of the unknown angle. The acute angle is 56 degree. Obtuse angle is 24 degree. So we use 180 minus 56, 124. So in the investigation, what we did was for the trig ratio sine, cosine, tangent with acute angles and obtuse angles. So for the sine 56 equals to 0.8290, cosine is 0.5592, the tangent is 1.4826. The obtuse angle, the first one is 0.8290, and then the cosine tangent both negative number. So what do we notice? And the value of the trig ratios are the same. Obtuse angles have negative cosine tangent value. Acute angles have all 3 positive trig ratios, trig values. So let me tell you guys. Sine A equals to sine 118 minus A. The cosine equals to negative cosine 180 minus A. Tangent is also negative tangent 180 minus A. So let me find some question for you guys. Cosine Y equals to negative 83. Sorry, negative 0.83. Y is obtuse because its cosine value is negative. For sine Y equals to 0.11. Sorry, 0.11. Y is both because sine law of both acute and obtuse angles are positive. Tangent 0.57 is definitely acute because tangent value is positive. The tangent Y equals to negative 0.97 because I think y is obtuse. So if sine g equals to 0.62, what is angle g? Both acute angle or obtuse angle. Sine -1 of 0.60 could be 38 degree. It could be that, or it could be 180 minus 38 equals to 142 degree. So if tangent g equals to -0.32, it's going to be an obtuse angle. So tangent inverse of -0.32 is going to be -18 degree. But angles can be negative, so 180 minus 18 is 162 degree. So, what's a cosine of an obtuse angle? That is -0.45. So, the value of the angle could be 117 degree. It is actually. So, I believe everybody understands this, but I still need to talk about some questions for you guys. So, we need to guess. So, the sine of 45 degrees is definitely positive. Sine everything is positive. So cosine of 168 is negative because everybody knows 168 is an obtuse angle. So tangent also acute angles are positive, with obtuse is negative. I think everybody knows how to do this thing, so I think we are done. Last thing I want to say, good luck with your test tomorrow. See you later.